Joining me now is law enforcement and security expert Keith Hanson. Keith, the left-wing media are at it again. They're not just biased, they are deliberately dishonest. Just look at the claims they've made here about Donald Trump supposedly threatening Liz Cheney's life.
Breaking news. Donald Trump took his violent rhetoric to a new extreme, suggesting the former Republican Congresswoman should be fired upon.
Breaking news, Trump under investigation for saying, quote, war hawk Liz Cheney should be fired upon.
Right now on ABC News Live, he suggested 9 barrels of a firing squad aimed right at her.
Donald Trump declaring before a crowd that Cheney should be put before a firing line.
With the battle over women voters raging, Donald Trump suggests putting Liz Cheney in the firing line.
Now you have this threat against Liz Cheney that Trump is talking about a firing squad.
The Drudge Report, Trump calls for Cheney execution.
He's saying quite explicitly and unambiguously that Liz Cheney should be shot, should be executed by firing squad.
Just hysterical. Let's look at what Donald Trump actually said.
She's a radical war hawk. Let's put her with a rifle standing there with 9 barrels shooting at her, okay? Let's see how she feels about it.
Keith, he was mocking Liz Cheney and making a point that Democrats used to make before they became war hawks, that those sending your sons into war would never put themselves in any danger. I would have thought that was pretty clear to anyone with a functioning brain.
Well, I mean, us, troglodytes, us knuckle-dragging, people, normal people, clinging to our guns and our Bibles, we understand that. But, again, I have to be sarcastic with this because the left, being so incredibly intelligent, they're able to see through just the common speak and really get into the heart of what Donald Trump means. And of course, that's sarcasm. Listen, you'll notice one similarity with all of those clips. The majority of them are from CNN, which, by the way, unless you're trapped in an airport terminal, nobody is watching. That's kind of interesting. And the other ones are MSNBC, and that's pretty much relegated to mental institutions and retirement homes where people are more interested in checkers than watching news. Listen, it's the same old tired rhetoric. I do have to bring up one point. I don't know what Kool-Aid Matt Drudge drank from the Drudge Report, but when you look at the headlines and when you continue to watch the headlines over the past couple of months, I mean, they have gone full barrel Democrat. Everything is taken out of context. Everything is a pejorative against Trump and Trump supporters. Again, I don't know where the switch is here, but it is everything and the kitchen sink trying to derail the momentum that the Trump train has. Here it's about 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern time here in New Hampshire. So, I mean, polls are opening and people are getting out there. And I got to be honest, I think this is going to be a momentous day for Trump and Vance. And I think that when the rubber meets the road here, the Democrats better do a damn good job of cheating if they really want to get even close to beating this guy. That's ultimately what it boils down to. Nobody likes Harris. She is the most unpopular vice president that has ever existed. Nobody has voted for this woman except for the fact that she was attached to an anti-Trump candidate in 2020. She's not going to win. There's no possible way that this woman can win. And, you were talking earlier about the woman vote and the female vote, and that's all they have. All they can do is appeal to emotional voters. And when you appeal to emotional voters, that blocks out logic. But anybody who works, anybody who has a family, anybody who has a daughter, they understand what's at stake. And your previous guest talking about toxic masculinity, it's 100%. It's no reason why 18, 19, 20-year-old males are going Republican, because they're tired of being effeminized. They're tired of being told that they have to identify somehow as a female. Masculinity is masculinity for a reason. There are two sexes, male, female. And boys want to be boys. Men want to be men. They're tired of being emasculated. They're tired of being feminized. And they're tired of being told that their natural biological instincts are wrong, are evil, are immoral, that are unethical. And you know what? If you are a Democrat, yes, toxic masculinity is an affront. Why? because toxically masculine men can stand up against the BS and the rhetoric of the Democrats and say, no, you're not going to push this garbage agenda down my throat.
Now, Keith, we have already seen 2 attempts on Trump's life. Do you think that the threats against him are going to intensify if he wins? If he has a landslide victory, if he has a narrow victory, doesn't matter. How much danger is he going to be in?
I think that there represents, and you and I have talked about this in the past, I do believe that there will be additional attempts on him, that the Secret Service better get its act together and get its act together quick and put an awful lot of resources into protecting this man, because there are people out there, mentally unhinged, mentally deranged Democrats, who have listened to the incendiary rhetoric for the past 8 years, who genuinely believe that this guy is Hitler 2.0, and they will absolutely try to make a move on this guy. There are people who absolutely would be willing to put their lives on the line to go down in history as the person who stopped Trump. So yes, there is an existential threat, and the left is directly responsible for fomenting the anti-Trump sentiment in this country. More to the point, if he does win, I think that the summer of love in 2020, the mostly peaceful protests where, you had Molotov cocktails being lobbed through the windows of police departments, I think that there's going to be a lot more of that. I think no matter what happens, I think that there's going to be a lot of issues. If God forbid, they were able to cheat enough to get Harris in, I think they're going to be targeting through lawfare Trump supporters and Republicans and conservatives
and anyone else
wins.
And anyone else who wants to run, Keith. Sadly, we've run out of time. We'll speak to you again this week, hopefully. Keith Hanson, thanks for your time.